Hello and welcome back to my channel. Don't be fooled by this blue sky. It's freezing. And actually in the greenhouse it's been minus 1.7, so it's still pretty cold, and there has been risk of frost and ice and snow. Great. I'm going to do a little plot tour. I'm going to do both plots in one video because obviously there's quite a lot of beds that haven't got anything in at the moment, which are just sitting ready and waiting. I'm going to start on this plot, which is our original plot. I'll go down to the front. I'll show you what we've got in the beds, and I'll also show you what we've got in the greenhouse, and if we have any plans for beds. We tend to plan what we're going to put in and then change our mind multiple times throughout the year. But if we've got an idea, then I'll let you know. So let's get down to the front of the plot and start from there. So this is the front of the plot. This is the gate. I'm going to try, and the sun is really low at the moment, so I'm just going to try and avoid that. This bed we just need to sort out. This is where it's going to be. This is going to be all calendula and chamomile, hopefully. Got a sage plant and a little lavender there, and there probably will be some things in here that self-seed themselves, because I've also had borage in here, calendula, which will both self-seed, and then I have had chamomile again, which hopefully will self-seed, but if not, I have got some growing and I've got some seeds, so there, that's what that's going to be. This is our apple tree that is just starting to bud. I don't want it to do it too early because it did that once. It was absolutely stunning, and then we had a late frost and we had no apples on it at all, so I don't want it to flower too early. Got this bed here. This is my flower bed. Just need to pull out some of that grass that's just sort of taken over, and it sort of goes all the way round. Oh, can't see because of the sun. All the way round there. But I think this year we're just going to have flowers at the front and the rest will be other vegetables. This is our sorry looking purple sprouting broccoli bed, so there are some nice purple sprouting broccoli, but it's just looking a bit sad for it, really. So we'll probably pick the rest of that and see what we have left after that. This is the other side of that bed, so it's quite a nice sized bed. And then over here we've just got some peas. So they're the meteor peas. They're just covered over just to stop the pigeons from eating them. So they were started off indoors and then they've been planted out. So the date is on this. They were started in February, and they were planted out about a week ago. It's the end of March. And the idea is that the whole of this bed will be peas. They'll be succession sown. So we've already started some more off indoors, and when they're big enough they'll go out, and so on and so on. This bed, obviously this bit needs sorting out. This has got a couple of rows of carrots in and just an odd few bits of spring onions that seem to be coming up somewhere else, so we just moved them into there. So yes, there's some carrots in there, and then these are my arches. These are my pumpkin arches. So last year I grew Jack Me Little and Tromboncino over here. I've got another two of these arches that I don't quite know where I'm going to put yet. Might go on the other plot. And then we've just got sort of chicken wire over the top of them, or sort of in the middle, so it gives a bigger growing space. So that's the plan again for this year. We've got another little bed there. This was actually our first ever bed that we put in, because this one and that one used to be just one big plot. It's actually two plots, but it was one person had them all, and when we came to take on this one, that one had already gone, so we got this side. That side was where they used to grow everything, and then this side I think was where they had the trees and they didn't grow as much. There wasn't any beds. So this was the first one we put in, and I think we grew, and well, the first one that I started growing stuff in, and we grew some shallots and garlic. Not very well, I'll add, but we tried. Okay, this is a plum tree, and I am worried about this flowering this early. As I said about the apple tree, that I'm worried that the frost and the cold will kill it off and we won't get any plums. So it might have sprung too early, but we will see. We've got this bed here that had brassicas in it. So it had some kaleets, it had some other purple sprouting broccoli, I think, and some calabrese and stuff. We're not very good at brassicas, so we didn't really get anything from it, but we keep trying. These are some broad beans. So some of these were started earlier, so there was lots of this size put in, but they didn't do very well. We've also got some on the other plot, they just didn't seem to do anything, so we started off some more, and that's what these ones are here. Again, started off indoors and then moved out here. Hopefully they'll get a little bit of a move on. We need some more nice hot sunny weather like we had last week. And then we've got some strawberries. These are all the runners that we've planted. So we started off just with strawberries on this side, and we had so many runners that we put them in little pots, and we've just planted them out. So there's some here and some over the other side, and then when we get more runners they'll go here, and then by the time all that's done, these ones will be no good because you only really get sort of 3 years out of strawberries. So they'll come out and we'll just keep rotating it, is the idea. This is a raspberry bed. We don't really do much with it, as you can see, but we get a lot of raspberries every year. So yeah, nice perennial, don't really do much with it. This bed, I think we're going to put some sweet corn in this one, so it's just been covered over just to stop any weeds coming through. And then up here is where we've got our greenhouse, and these are 3 new beds. You might have seen this in another video where they're no dig beds. So it was all just grass here like this. We haven't dug it, we haven't done anything. We've basically put cardboard down, put on some of our own compost on, which was still needed a bit of breaking down, and then we've just put some shop bought compost on top of that because it's finer. And in here we've got, and I don't know the type, but they're shallots. I should know that because they look different, because you get like lots of little bits. So they're shallots, and I think these are onions. And then these ones in here I think they're snowballs, so I think they're onions, and I think this might be garlic, but I might be wrong, and Mum is probably going to correct me, but it says it's Stuttgart. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's garlic. I don't know. Anyway, that's what it is, Stuttgart. Oh, finger in. And then this one hasn't got anything in it yet. I've got another bed up there. Again, we just covered this bit over just to kill off the weeds, and that's just all on there to try and hold it down. That's blown off over from somewhere. I don't know if that's off of our plot or not. This is the back of our allotment plot where we don't really go. Well, we do go, but that's where we store like wire and netting. And then this is our compost heap. So if we go back down here, got a couple of gooseberry bushes here, and I'll show you what we've got growing in the greenhouse. So in here we've got some marigolds that are just starting to come up, some cosmos, some Goliath mix daisies, so they're starting to come through. I need to plant them out really. Got some Boltardi beetroot, some more sweet peas, that's some Nigella. This is some violas that I started off end of last year, and a couple of sweet peas that I started off last year, but they've not really done anything. I've got some delphiniums and alliums. Right, these are a little bit of a test because these are seeds that I've saved from plants that I had, so I'm not sure if they're going to grow, but I thought I'd try it. It's quite windy today, I don't know if you can hear the wind. These are stocks, just starting to come through, don't know if you can see that. These is kohlrabi, They're purple kohlrabi, so they're looking good. So they'll need potting on soon. These are some zinnias. I'm hoping for lots of zinnias. Last year it started off like this, but then I lost a lot for some reason, so hopefully they'll survive. We've got some leeks which we started off end of last year, and they'll be ready to plant out. And then we've got some larkspur. I'm not holding out much hope for them because I think you're supposed to put the seeds in the freezer first, and I haven't, and they're good. Usually I started some off before. Oh, actually I might have one there that I was just about to pull out because I thought it was just a bit of twig, so we might have some. And then we've got over here some sweet William, so they'll need potting on, and some gypsophilia, which, you know, haven't done that well. These again were all started off end of last year and overwintered in here. So I'm just going to shut the greenhouse up because it is, as I say, supposed to be quite cold overnight. And we're going to wander down to our other allotment plot, which is, I don't know how many along it is, but it's probably about 10 metres down there. So we'll go down there and I'll show you what's going on that plot. This is the front of our other plot. This is a new gate we've got. Someone gave us the gate and my dad's just put it on. So at the front we've got this absolutely gorgeous patch of flowers. So there's some grape hyacinth, tulips, daffodils, and these little white ones down here, but I don't know what they are. So if anyone knows, let me know. But yeah, it just makes me smile. It looks so pretty, and I think Mum wants to put even more in next year. We did think about growing flowers there in the summer, but the thing is sun comes round this way, and then once all these trees have got leaves on, this bit doesn't get any sun, so I'm not sure they'd do very well. These are also plum trees that again have already started to blossom, so hopefully they haven't done that too early. And then I've got this nice little wild patch here with all the primroses. I just really like the wild sort of meadowy effect. We've got this bed here that we've started to make. We've been putting in like logs, some cuttings, and then once it's got to a certain level we'll put some compost on as well. We don't need it right now, so that's why we're not in any rush to get it going, but that's going to be quite a nice big bed. And then over here we've got our other beds, so there's not anything in these at the moment. We've got some calendula down there that's stayed or self-seeded itself or from last year. Then we've got a bed, a path, a bed, a path, a bed, blah blah blah. Nothing in these ones, or there is some, this is some fennel, I think it's just sort of self-seeded itself. And here we've got some Swiss chard that is from last year, and it's starting to now come back, so we leave that in. And this is some perpetual spinach as well, and this is celery that seems to have, I'm not really sure, I'm going to leave it and see what it does, but that's from last year as well. And then here, I don't think there's anything in here, however I'm not quite sure what these are that is growing. It did have parsnips I think in there, so I don't know if it's parsnips or I don't know. Oh, it's so cold. Got some more onions in here I think, or garlic. Good, am I? I can't read Mum's. Oh, it's called electric, or whatever that is. And then we've got our polytunnel, which, bear with me, let me just get in. Okay, so I know it looks a bit of a mess actually at the moment. Oh, look at the wind blowing that there. Should be, it lasted the storm, so I'm hoping this wind it'll be all right. I've just put some cardboard in here that I've bought from home to make some no-dig beds, and under here I did plant. I've had to put this on because there's been a little mouse or a rat, I think it's a mouse, coming in and eating my seeds that I've sown in here. So I have nice little holes all the way along. So I've tried to cover it over and I did a quick job, as you can tell. So I do need to re-sow it, I think. But there is some radish, some beetroot and some spring onions in there. Let's see if I can have a look without disturbing. I'm a bit worried that something's gone in there and hasn't got back out again. So let's have a look. Right, so there's the, oh, nice spider. Okay, so we have got some spring onions coming up. They didn't eat all of them. And then over to the right there are some radishes. And then up this end, as I say, I'm not sure if there was any seeds left because they were all beetroot and I think they ate them all. Yes, looks like they ate them all because there's nothing there. So I do need to re-sow that. And I'm going to re-sow it and then put it back and keep them under there and fix this down properly. But as I say, I was in a rush the other day, so I just did it quickly. So yeah, I'm going to re-sow it and cover it back over, and hopefully they won't be able to get in and eat my seeds. Right, trying to go around the, hide from the sun. Right, then we've got this massive bed here. So last year what we had is potatoes up there and sort of pumpkins and squashes down here. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to rotate it. So the potatoes will be up here and the squashes and pumpkins will be up that end. And then we've got this bed here that we just need to weed, but that had courgettes in last year. So here we've just got some onions, I think. Yeah, so radar onions there, some white ones, and what have we got at the end? Oh, some elephant garlic. So there's some garlic there. So we've got some garlic and some onions. These are the other broad beans. So as I say, these were put in, but they didn't do, they look a bit rubbish actually. But yeah, they all sort of bent over and didn't do very well. So we've got a few there. And then we've just got our seating area up the back and our shed. So that was our allotment tour. What we've got growing at the moment, not loads, but we have a lot of things sown and in pots at Mum's house on her dining room table, which once the frost has passed, we will be starting to plant them all out. And hopefully we'll have loads and loads of lovely fruit and veg. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.